So let's look at the few steps which we need to do before we start updating your actuals. The first step is I recommend you change your view to what we call as a tracking Gantt view, because this will help you to understand whether your project is baselined or not, and you will also be able to compare your current plan with your baseline. So let me first change my table or my view to tracking Gantt. So I'll go to the task ribbon. You can see there is a views group. I'm going to change my views to tracking Gantt. Now you are able to see that for all these activities, you can see there is a black color bar that is drawn below all these activities. The black color just represents these activities have been baselined, whereas the top bar ideally represents these activities are your current plan. You might also observe that all these activities are falling on your critical path, and that's the reason it has been marked in red color. So the first step is I'm making sure my view is in tracking Gantt, which you can see on your sidebar. The next step is I'm going to change my table, which is within this view, to tracking. So go to the view ribbon and just change the table to tracking. So when you change it to tracking, you can see there are a few set of fields that are displayed here. To start with, you have the actual start, actual finish, the percentage complete, the physical percentage complete, the actual duration, the remaining duration, and other columns. What I recommend is not all the columns would be useful for us. The reason being, if you have prepared a schedule that is more duration oriented, naturally you might not want to record your actual work or your remaining work. But if your schedule is more effort oriented, where you have done an effort based estimation, naturally you might want to have your actual work in this case. So I'm just going to hide my actual work because let's assume we have done a duration based scheduling. The second column is, you can see this percentage complete column is an editable field. But the challenge what we have with this percentage complete is, it does not consider your status date as a reference date. So if I say an activity is 50% complete, whether it happens before the status date or after the status date, the successor activities will not get rescheduled. So the first step is, I don't want you to use the percentage complete column as an input field, rather use it more as an output field in this case. The second step is, before we start recording the actuals, I ensure that the status date has been set. The status date is the date on which you are collecting the actuals from your team, okay, and your stakeholders. So in this example, we are assuming that the status date of this project is to be 27th of December 2012. The second step is, we would like to have the status date as a reference date on my screen, so that we will be able to know which activity should be before status date and which activity happens after the status date. So I will go to the format ribbon, where you can see there is an option called grid lines. Let me select the grid lines option, and I'm just going to select the status date as the lines to change. So by default, the status date line will not be shown on your Gantt chart. So let me change the line and let me give a color to it. You can now observe that there is a small red color line which stands for the status date of your current projects. So as per your current project plan, activities that are before the status date should be updated. Activities that are happening after the status date are something which is yet to start. Now I'm just going to give you a few scenarios which you need to remember. So just a quick recap. What we did was we just looked at changing the view to tracking Gantt, and we also changed the table to tracking table. So the second step is we need to have the status date set using the project tab. And the third point which I wanted to mention is, remember on the third or the fourth session of the series, I was mentioning about what we call as task type. Just to give you a quick recap, when you double click any activity, on your advanced tab you can see for any task you can have one of these three types. A task can be fixed duration, or it can be fixed units, or fixed work. What I mean by fixed duration does not change. Whereas when I say the work is fixed, which means the total effort of the particular task is fixed. For example, if you have done a duration based estimation, naturally I recommend that you don't have it as a fixed duration, because as you start recording your actuals, you might want to revise the duration of those activities. So the recommended task type is have it as fixed units and not have it as fixed work or fixed duration. So by default for all your activities, the task type will be fixed units. Now let me go back to the slides. We are going to talk about different scenarios so that we can look at on a case-by-case basis which option is the best effective way for recording your actuals. So the first scenario is, let's assume that there is a task in a schedule that ran as per schedule. So which means that that activity is 100% complete. So there are two ways of doing it. You can go to the tracking table and say the percent complete is 100, or you can use the task ribbon and say that activity is 100% complete. Let me go back to my project. So let me say that my prepare or my determine the project scope. This activity is 100% complete. One option is you can say this activity is 100% complete by making use of this column, percentage complete column. The second one is you can go to the task ribbon where you can see there are a few percentage complete options available. So you just need to choose that this activity is 100% complete. So the moment you say that 100% complete, you can see that the activity's remaining duration is 0, and you can see that the project has automatically calculated the start date and the finish date of that particular task. You can see there is a column called physical percentage complete. Remember, this column indicates the output completion. For example, you might say that the this duration of this activity is only 2 hours. Okay, which means it is only 50% complete. But in terms of output or the deliverable, it might be 75% complete. So depending on what the output you are trying to measure, you might try to enter the physical percentage complete column here. So I'm just going to undo it and have it as 100% complete. The second way by which you can update your actuals is, there are certain activities in your project that is running as per schedule. Remember, these activities are in progress or these activities may have been completed. So, but it has been running as per your schedule. So for using this, we are going to use an option called Mark on Track, which is there on your task ribbon. So let me select a couple of activities. Let's say that I'm selecting my secure project sponsorship activity. So rather than using this percentage column, I can make use of this Mark on Track option. So when I use this Mark on Track option, if this activity is happening before the status date, automatically the percentage complete column will get updated to 100. But if this activity falls after the status date, naturally this activity's percentage complete will be 0. So let's have a short demo of it. I've selected row number 3 and let me say Mark on Track. You can see that this activity's actual start, actual finish is getting automatically updated, and even its actual duration is also getting updated. So one of the points I would like you to remember is, whenever you are trying to record your actuals, ask your team members more than the actual duration. Ask them what would be the remaining duration of this activity. So here in both the cases, we are assuming that you have consumed the same amount of time what you have estimated. But let's assume that the secure project sponsorship, you have taken more time to complete. You can go to the actual duration column and just revise it to 2 days. So the moment you say it to 2 days, the actual finish gets updated to a later date, and you can see the successors of all these activities are getting automatically pushed to a later date. So now let me take another example. I'm going to take a task which is falling on the status date. I hope you guys can see that there is an activity that falls before and after the status date. So if I say this task is a Mark on Track, you can see it is only 17% complete, because it is only 17% of the task is happening before the status date. So the remaining percentage is falling after the status date. If I select an activity that falls after the status date and I say it is Mark on Track, naturally that activity's percentage complete will not get updated. So in this demonstration, I was talking about those activities that are running as per schedule, which means that you don't need to revise your planned duration in this case. The third scenario is there are certain activities that are running behind, which means you are having an activity which has started in the past, but it got interrupted in between. Which means when you have an interruption, the remaining portion of that work can be done only on or after a status date. So let me go back to my example, and let's say that we have an activity called define the preliminary resources. I'm saying that this activity is has started on time, and let me say this activity started on December 17th, okay? And I'm just going to say that it's only 25% of the work is completed, which means the remaining 75% of the work should be moved on or after the status date. So I'm just going to select all the activities, and I go to the task ribbon where you have an option called move. You can select the option called move the incomplete part to the status date. So any activity that is scheduled before the status date will get automatically moved on or after the status date. Now you'll be able to observe that activity got split into two pieces, one happening in the past, another happening on or after the status date. The fourth scenario is there are certain activities that is running as per plan, but it took longer or shorter to complete. So for example, we have an activity, let's say conduct need analysis. This activity is progressing as per your current plan. Okay, so we are just taking the same example. So let's say this activity got completed as per the original plan, and we say this task is 100% complete. But if this activity took more than 1 day to complete, you just need to revise the actual duration to, let's say, 3 days. And if you have more work to be done, just revise the remaining duration to 2 days more. You can see based on your actual and your remaining, which means since 3 days of work is completed out of 5 days, the percentage complete has been calculated as 60%. The last option we are going to look at is there are certain activities that would have started early or that would have started late. So it is again the same option. You just need to use this mark on track option, but with one small change. For example, let's assume we have this task, secure the core resources, and we say that this activity has completed as per your status date. So though it might look it started on time, you might want to revise its actual start date to a later date. So let me say it started only on 26th, which means its total duration has not changed, but the date when it started and finished is ideally getting affected. So these are the strategies which you ideally need to use in terms of updating your task. Now let's move on to the next strategy of updating your assignments.